Royal Palace is one of the biggest and most impressive buildings in Amsterdam. Its central location at the Dam Square, one of the capital's most crowded places, makes sure that thousands of people can admire the building every day. The palace knows a large collection of classical paintings and sculptures. This video will further analyze these works of art, while also describing the functions of different rooms in the palace. Today, we look up to the classics.
The construction of the Royal Palace started in 1648 after the Peace of Münster had ended the 80-year-long war. The Dutch Republic had won a lot of money and decided to build a town hall to display the Dutch greatness. This town hall became a palace under the reign of Louis Bonaparte in 1808. The palace possesses many different references to the classics. This has multiple reasons. The architect, Jacob van Campen, was a big fan of Vitruvius' De Architectura, which embraces a classical point of view. Almost all of the other town halls were medieval, but Amsterdam wanted to go back even further in time, to the glorious classics. By linking themselves to ancient Greece and Rome, the people of Amsterdam were able to establish an even greater claim of power.
The exterior of the palace is decorated with columns of the Corinthian order, above which a classical pediment is shown, reminding us of the classical Greek temples. The pediment depicts a sea cortege, with the Virgin of the City in the center. This iconography is commonly found on ancient sarcophagi and, besides this, also pairs with the Netherlands as a country of water. Above the pediment, 3 sculptures are shown. The ladies Pax, Prudentia and Justitia give a very clear picture of how Amsterdam wanted to show herself to the public. We believe that the position of Pax right above the sea cortege could be linked to the peace that the Dutch created for themselves at sea after the victory over Spain. Now it's time to take a look at the works of art on the inside of the palace. The palace consists of 3 floors with 2 main rooms, the Burgerzaal and the Vierschaar. The original function of the Vierschaar was the revelation of death sentences to the public. This is why you can find 4 caryatids in this room. The female sculptures serve as columns and carry an eternal burden. Besides this, the room also shows 2 heads of Medusa, who, according to Greek mythology, was the bringer of death, and a garland featuring skulls and snakes instead of the usual paradisiacal theme. These 4 details create a frightening ambience in the room, which is exactly what the architect wanted. The Burgerzaal was built as a forum, or a meeting place for the citizens of Amsterdam. By displaying the maps of the world on the floor, as well as a heavenly painting on the ceiling, the entire world seemed to be at the feet of the Dutch citizens. The prominent position of the sculpture of Atlas confirms this idea. In the halls that lead to the Burgerzaal, there are multiple paintings that depict scenes from the Batavian revolt against the Romans in the 1st century. Like every other country, the Dutch people looked up to the classics. In their search for classical forefathers, they chose the Batavians as their ancestors. This causes the Batavian revolt to be seen as a Dutch rebellion against absolute rule, just like the Dutch separation from the Spanish kingdom. While many Dutch citizens may have lost their interest for the palace, we advise that next time you should take a look up to appreciate this classical beauty of Amsterdam.